Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Go, 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 go!
Hi, welcome to Death Sword. I'm Samantha Sword.
Is that your name now?
Let's cut this fucker open.
Okay.
I don't know.
Samantha Sword.
I just looked at.
I like it.
I just looked at myself, and then I have a parcel from Japan again for the first time in a hot minute. I'm looking at myself instead of the fucking lens. Hi. I'll probably leave that in. Hi, who are you?
Oh, I'm Steph.
That's Steph.
Oh, was I supposed to make up a fake name?
No. No.
Okay.
No, you're wonderful.
I happen to be here
Yeah.
at this momentous occasion.
Yeah. Next one's gonna be even more momentous.
Opening a parcel from Japan.
Yeah. Steph just got a mahjong set, which I guess that was from like just primarily like an importer kind of thing. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what the tiles are made out of?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
That's okay.
I like read it and then immediately forgot.
I am sure it's like a standardized thing now, but like way back in the day, a lot of that stuff was bone, or at least the sticks were.
Ivory or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
The sticks that I got are just plastic, like
That's
injection
okay.
molded. They're still like satisfying. So like click around in there.
I've been pursuing some works of some programmers in Japan, and that's, oh my god, look how they packaged this.
It's really nice.
Yeah, this is the extra 500 yen,
Mm-hmm.
is how they do all this and treat it like it's a freaking child.
That's not very
Anyway.
expensive.
No, that's like 350.
Yeah.
So, oh my god. I only wish I had a Sharp X1 for this. I kind of don't want to cut through it.
It's
But
like really well done.
yeah. So that's Sendico. I'm still using the same company. They just upgraded their site. Like the interface is a little fresher now. It still has some of the same search glitches. I'll do a search through Yahoo Auctions and then just post the item number part of the address into like the Sendico part of things. This is the first of 2 TechnoSoft games that I got.
Ooh.
This is Plazma line. It feels weird holding this after like pining over this stuff for so long.
You finally have it.
Yeah. I have a Plazma line. I want to get as much of the early stuff as I can. I believe it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you don't want to declare it the first because something else will come along, but I'm going to declare this the first polygonal computer game. That way someone can be like, actually, and then I'll have an answer to whether or not it's the first.
That's how you do it.
But yeah, it's like a first-person polygonal racing thing. I don't know if that's going to focus.
It's really
well,
cool.
Oh wow!
She was showing it to me.
So this was the brainchild of Kotori Yoshimura. Oh, it's got all sorts of. It's got 2 different catalog numbers on it, which is interesting. This is the Sharp X1 version. I wish I had a Sharp X1, but I don't yet. Yet.
Soon.
It is faux book packaging. I don't know if you can
it's
see like the little.
It's a little book. It's got little ridges.
Yeah, it's actually like almost like a. I don't know.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Tricking people into thinking you're studying. And this is. I guess this would have been after the Famicom came out, so I think the idea of having a booklet like that was a little more commonplace. And there's the tape. TechnoSoft, World of Technology. It wasn't until the late 80s that they figured out they spelled techno wrong and ended up changing it. And they straight up admitted that that was a typo.
Oh, they should have just gone with it.
Yeah, I kind of like the fact that it feels like it delineates between 2 chapters of the company in a way. Wow.
Oh, I like these little drawings.
There's like actual like individual polygonal things. I guess these are like
Yeah.
different ships or something that are illustrated in the manual.
Showing you the different things that you encounter.
That's pretty hot. And there's actually like a little pocket in the front of the thing to hold the manual. So this little manual wants to be in the pocket of this game's box. So the other one, this is a little older still. And this is the first one they did in the book packaging. I looked at myself. I get it like. I should put like a little arrow on the lens. I feel like I said something about that in a video before. There's just like trick myself into. I did it again. I looked at myself. It's a little crushed on the sides, but this is the very first instance of them doing the book packaging. I knew it's a little cracked, but
it's beat up.
I knew it was. This is older still. It's a game called Starfleet, which is based on like the early 70s like Star Trek game that was on mainframes and like practically public domain by the time it was like made.
Those look very much like the actual Star Trek ships.
Which I know,
but it's not like official, right?
No.
Okay.
I know Kotori Yoshimura is an avid Trekkie, according to the website she kept in the late 90s that you can still find.
Still alive?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is called Starfleet/B. The B is for book, because they made a version that was just in a regular tape case. The first batch of Technosoft games are all in regular cassette cases with the J card. And they made a Sharp MZ version that was just called Starfleet. And then they decided after the fact to make the other ports in this format. And so the /B means that it's a book. Whoa. And you can see here, like, oh my god. What a difference 2 years made. This is 2 years prior, and this is very clearly, like, delicate photocopied instructions. Like, that's wild. It feels like it's gonna fall apart if I look at it for too long.
That's very fragile.
Yeah, the tape is still like the same design, because they already had that on lock. And it has push, like, molded into the plastic in a way that, like, I don't know.
Does pushing there help you take the cassette out?
I guess it's, it just kind of pop a little when you do that.
Huh.
I don't want to threaten it too much.
Right,
I might want to put it in a regular tape case, but you can see there it says push in a very odd, like, almost handwritten looking thing that's molded into the plastic.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a normal font.
This is also a Sharp X1 game. This is a sealed copy of a game that she worked on called Air Combat for the PC-98. And because it upsets all sorts of people, I love cutting open things that are sealed, because they're games, they're meant to be played anyway. And I'm gonna scan the shit out of this and, you know, copy things, and it actually, like, puts all the different little versions of the PC-9801 that were out at the time on the spine to let you know that, yes, your new version of the PC-98 is able to play this. This was put out by SystemSoft. So Yoshimura would have been working for Arsys by this point, and they were the ones who put out Star Cruiser,
Right.
and Wee Barn, and Reviver, and all that stuff. It's kind of cool that this is sealed, though. That's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, again, this was, like, not super expensive, so me opening it isn't a travesty.
I'm okay with it.
And this is fun because
What you got?
there was a version of Air Combat that was on Mercari that had a SystemSoft catalog with it, with Zork on the cover. And I'm like, well, as far as, like, getting, like, ephemera related to Air Combat 2 and some of the other stuff she was working on for SystemSoft at the time, it'd be kind of cool to have that catalog. It turns out that particular catalog is already on the Internet Archive. I stumbled across this one, which just flat out has Air Combat 2 on the cover. I gotta figure out what they're talking about on the back cover here, because it's various platforms and various formats, but this actually says copyright 1990 Arsys software. If they're not credited in the game, it's kind of funny if they're, like, credited on here, because that kind of lets the cat out of the bag. Lets the cat out of the kitchen. This I had to get because the one trans singer whose records I got, I don't know if I did an unboxing for those,
Who's that?
I got some Rumiko Matsubara records. One of which wasn't even on Discogs. It was like an EP she put out. This was like a flyer or a newspaper ad. I'm not sure, but she I think she won. She was openly trans, but won some beauty pageant or something, and then did a pop record, and it was in a movie.
Oh wow!
And
that's cool.
Of course, this is that pseudo slang term new half, which new half was just the name of her record, which is, I mean, theoretically almost like.
Is that her?
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah. So Megumi Ayase, who did Virtual Lab for the Virtual Boy, which she admits was not finished because they just wanted to rush it out the door before everyone found out Virtual Boy was over. One of the earlier games she worked on was this Cyber Formula GPX. The Super NES version of this series was released in America as Cyberspin, which is a top-down racing game. This is actually, it's a weird tile-based thing with cars. Sugoroku, I think. It's a sort of board gamey sort of game that isn't necessarily as widespread as the shogis and mahjongs of the world. But you can kind of see, this street is set up into individual tiles, and that's kind of see, you can kind of see the line. It's not gonna.
That packaging is really interesting.
Whoever sold this to me put it in a clear protector case, and I didn't request that or realize that was going to happen. I'm going to pop the manual and Game Boy game out of here and store this separately, but this box is going to be kept in ridiculous shape now because it's got the protector on it. So
it's really
look at
nice.
me. This was an earlier game of hers she worked on. I know I'm going to forget the name. It is something Shounen Panic. It's it's about this boy and his seal, and it's a very super hyper rudimentary RPG for children on Game Boy. Let me grab my phone and see what the name of this is, and this is my phone.
Oh yeah. It's in use.
It's set in an amusement park. Apparently, it's so watered down for little kids that you have unlimited what would be health spells in a regular game. You just oh, my health's low, so I'm just gonna push this button and have my health back to. It's very, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
This was another one that was fairly overpriced, and I happened to find one that was closer to $12. Game Boy manuals in Japan are tiny as hell.
Yeah.
The first one I got was, oh my god, this is actually a fairly thick manual though.
It's a list of characters.
Yeah, there's little character designs. Let's see if I can get that up there maybe.
They're cute.
Yeah. Oh wow, there's a map of the whole damn
Ooh.
amusement park. The first Japanese Virtual Boy game I got was Virtual Wars, which is the name of the Lawnmower Man in Japan. And the Japanese, the Lawnmower Man Game Boy game was almost released in America. The prototype got leaked a year or two ago on one of those, I think, Nintendo Geek leaks.
Mm-hmm.
But it came out in Japan, came out in Europe, and barely almost came out here and didn't.
That's really funny.
Yeah. It's a weird game. It's not ideal, but I have an entire 45-minute video on the history of the Lawnmower Man on this channel, so I can talk. You can go to that if you want me to talk about it more. A lot of Game Boy boxes, I think, are about this size with this little molded thing that the case and everything can fit into. Unfortunately, that's it for now. It was 7 things, and they're all here in really fun shape. I feel like Sharp X1s are really heavily in demand and not quite as easy to get as some of the other Japanese Pasocons. I'd like to get like some sort of Fujitsu Micro. I have something en route technically that I'll save for the next video, obviously. I don't know if I'll get around to getting an NEC PC-6001 or 6601 because those things are incredibly heavy. I'm almost better off getting like an American one because that came out here, but those are maybe rarer. It's like, do you get the super rare American one or do you get it from Japan and pay like $300 in shipping or something? So it's like,
it's bigger.
I'm not making that a high priority. But I would like to get some sort of Sharp X1 at some point because that's going to cover a good swath of cool games that are cool. It'd be nice if we could get some of the cheap ones like the National / Panasonic / Matsushita like JR100 and the Toshiba Cassiopeia. Hitachi made a computer. Did you know Hitachi does like home electronics and computers too?
You were telling me about that, yeah.
I find that hard to believe.
That's funny. Oh, I don't know. They make a lot of stuff.
Oh.
It's just like they're known for certain things.
Anyways, I'm told that supposedly they make other electronic devices, but
who needs those?
Who needs those? I feel like there was one other computer I had my eye. Oh, like I should probably get a Sharp MZ, but there's so many Sharp MZs, and I don't know how cross-compatible they are. And it's like, that's kind of one where it's tough to pick a good one that plays a lot of stuff. Those I think are fairly in low demand though. I think there's an MZ700 on eBay right now in America that's like, maybe like 170 or something. Considering some of the stuff I'm finding in Japan at the prices I'm finding them, like 170 feels like a ripoff right now. But I'm really happy to have a copy of Plazma Line. Eventually I'm gonna get all the Plazma Lines and all the Thunder Forces, because those are both gonna be in this packaging.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll get to play it. But until then, I'm going to use some like recording equipment to rip it into Audacity, so I at least have a WAV file of it and I can make sure that it's in decent shape. Because I don't necessarily know if the program's still entirely on here. But I believe Commodore cassette games would repeat the tone twice. So the first time, if anything drops out, it'll look for that on the second playthrough. It's like error correction.
Yeah.
And I believe some of this stuff does the same thing.
Redundancy.
Yeah.
Will you make me a poster of that?
Yeah, I can.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I can scan the living hell out of it and blow it up, and yeah, I'll do like a fucking 1200 dpi scan or something and try to get it real huge and see
It
what I
doesn't
can
even
do.
have to be. Like, I just think it would be cool to have a poster.
Yeah. This is the only one of these I've seen pop up. It's got staple holes on the side. So I'm not sure what kind of book this was in, or if it was affixed to something. And this was back in the day when you would have like vinyl records where the ad would have like, here's side A's tracks and here's side B's track. 700 yen. So this like vinyl record is like the equivalent of about $5. Oh no, that's the EP is 700 yen. The record is 2,800 yen, which makes a little more sense. Woo! I don't know how to wrap this up.
This has been a production of.
I forget what I'm calling it still. Q production logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good night,
Hey,
and
everybody.
good night, and don't fuck up.